Alright, so this is my daily bias for Tuesday. Let's go to the daily. Let's go to the daily where everything should start. Um, so yeah, I mean, recently NQ did take out this low here, create SMT with YM. It's kind of like strange switch second stage SMT happening here. It's really, really shitty. Which this is the range low of the consolidation that we've been in for a while. But when we created SMT, we kind of consolidated, not really doing much, which is great to see if we're gonna be bearish. Kind of looks like YM should catch up in a way. But much right now, if we are gonna catch up and say break this SMT here that we've been forming or holding, clearly it's filler SMT, then this would be the string switch. With like SMT fill pretty much, because NQ is gonna probably trade into this gap. So, but yeah, so obviously NQ strongest, YM weakest, and ES the middle asset. But yeah, I'd assume bearishness for sure, continuation lower, but we're trading pretty much a C2 reverse into expansion day on YM, and the framework would be internal to external, which NQ trades into this gap, and the S&P would be S&P fill. So jumping out of the fire, we can see that today we created S&P here, and we held that S&P because we created it a long time ago here. We held it, and we held it around EQ on NQ, which is great to see. Space S&P, so it's prominent looking S&P. And then we created the string switch to confirm the S&P, and then all assets displays higher, but NQ being the leading asset reached this high first, which is pretty high, and created S&P with YM. And that S&P is pretty prominent S&P too because it's spaced out. So, and I like how YM didn't really displace away from this string switch second stage S&P, although we do have a gap. It's really not that strong of a displacement. So I mean, either once NQ trades into this gap, either we reverse away from that going into the driver. There's no 8:30 news. There's no news this week, so it has to be 9:30. That ideally manipulates lower or away from this key level. So either we do that, either this leading asset does manipulate, and we all assets reshape or just reverse lower and sink, or the leading asset being NQ fails to manipulate this level, and we trade ES as the middle asset to catch up and break that S&P with this high. But I favor bearishness, to be honest, because I like the draw liquidity on YM on the daily, and then even ES has super clean feather storms at the lows. And I like how the phase of price here, expansion met with consolidation, which we should expand again at that point. So you can view this S&P as the S&P to cap off the like retracement or whatnot, but to confirm the high day. But anyways, we jumped in the 1 hour and 30 minute. Why the system's like that? Thought I fixed this. Did I not? Wait. I don't know. Alright, so yeah, we created this SMT a long time ago at 2 a.m. But we had no confirmation to that SMT. There was no string switch with NQ being the lead asset versus YM being the. Actually, this is YM on here. Oops. This is YM on the being the weakest or lead asset. Or lagging asset, or yeah, weakest asset, I guess. There was no string switch at all, right? And then we held it, no string switch. Again, until here, we created that string switch, second stage PSP. Or once weaker, now stronger, stronger, now weaker. And this was at 6 a.m. open, pretty much 6 a.m. open higher. Ran 2 a.m. higher. Gets my way. And yeah, we printed that string switch, second stage SMT. So GXT reversal sequence, so now the 1 hour 30 minute before the daily is aligned. The day has a larger wick, but we open higher first, so we can fade the daily candle. And we have this ring switch, second stage doesn't be at the reversal. The only thing I don't like about this reversal is the daily gap. We still have a reason to head beyond this high. I think that we should definitely trade to this daily gap. But if we're gonna trade any asset, it's gonna be YM as the biggest asset, right? So yeah. So everything's aligned. This is great. Very nice looking SMT, right? It's around EQ, spaced out. This is EQ, the pre-range as well. So, I mean, this day will be tired first, and even YM has that small wick on the daily, I would say, small enough. So yeah, although the 4-hour kind of does have a slightly larger wick on YM. Nevertheless, everything's aligned. But the CSD's ass away from it. That's the CSD. Pretty sure. Yeah. Even on YM, on AQ, it's not the cleanest CSD. But all assets are V-shaped and lower. If you do the 3-minute, then I guess it would be valid. 7 AM. Wait. Yeah. So it's 7 AM. Okay, wait. So I have to wait for this. Fuck. Yeah, I mean that's a really shitty CSD. I don't like it. I just don't like how there's no gaps. Super wiki. I don't know. But what makes this reversals ass, like I said, is because of the far gap or the daily gap above this high, which makes sense why price is not respecting this reversal currently. We're probably gonna have to resweep this high and trade to that daily gap during the driver. So yeah, which means that this string switch doesn't matter. There's no gaps when displacing away from it anyways on YM. But so yeah, either we hold this SMT and we trade YM as the lead asset bearishly, or we fail to manipulate on NQ and we trade ES as the middle asset to catch up and break that SMT. Is I go, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that was yesterday or not. Yeah, I think it was. So yeah, but so yeah. But anyways, that's my bias. So I'm gonna update this whenever it's valid to do so. Probably at like 10 AM or 9:30, an hour from now. Alright, so it's about 15 minutes till 9:30. We still haven't reached the daily gap on NQ like I want. Clearly fell in the middle of this high, obviously. So price is clearly showing that it wants to reach this gap, but we haven't reached it prior to the driver. So I'm guessing the driver's probably gonna reach into it, obviously. And once the driver does reach into it, I want to see a string switch via SMT or PSP. It could be, I guess, swing point SMT as well. Going into 10 AM, maybe the driver closes as a reversal candle on NQ, but it closes more of a expansion candle on YM. No PSP, no string switch. But we maybe take during 10 AM, maybe we take out 9:30 and 9:30 AM's high for SMP like that. So it'd be a string switch via swing point SMP. But simply, yeah, we just gotta wait for NQ to reach this gap, form reversal signatures away from it. If it clearly fails, if it does, and I get that string switch at the reversal, then I can trade the YM being the lead asset and reversal away from that, as long as everything aligns. The main thing, there's so many scenarios. Okay, let's say if there is no string switch, then I gotta wait for displacement away. During this displacement, okay, am I either YM during displacement reaches the draw on liquidity, and then I'm trading ES as the middle asset to catch up away from string switching, or YM doesn't reach that, then I trade continuation, but still trade the lead asset in reversal, right away from the universal sequence, etc. Or maybe YM or NQ doesn't manipulate this high or this gap, or and it fails to manipulate it clearly because we either consolidate going into like a 10, 30, 12, or displace through it. Then I trade ES as the middle asset to catch up away from short switching, right? But so I already know what I need to see, what I'm waiting for. It just comes back to if then invalidations, right? If NQ fails to manipulate the draw or the key level here, then the bearish bias is invalidated, right? But if NQ does manipulate, and and then it comes back to, okay, do we show strength switching and all that? If we do, then I can trade the reversal. If not, then I go wait for displacement or continuation, either on the leading or the lagging, whatever. So just gotta wait for the driver to confirm. Ideally, this night, ideally we reverse at 9:30 because 9:30 is we have no, pretty much we have no established low day or high day to put in prior to the driver. So we want to, and since the driver is opening up near the key level that I want the high day to form away from, ideally the driver, confirms high day. But it's very simple what we want to see, and this SMT will really determine the bias on how price reacts away from it, what we form at it, and how we react after. And but yeah, I even put up here, since today is more of a neutral day, right? Although we're trading pretty much a C2 reverse into expansion day bearishly, pretty much away from internal range of liquidity or a gap on the daily. Again, it comes back to, do we manipulate or not, which will determine if the bias is bearish or bullish. But since the daily bias is more neutral, I'm not really sure. I'm favoring bearish, so I should ideally marry the daily profile, right? At open high first. So I'm gonna frame everything around that, right? Until the daily bias, which is bearish right now, is disrespected, and then I'll try to trade bullishly. I don't think there's yeah, actually, I wonder if this is a holiday week. I don't think it is. There's no news this week, which is kind of weird. But we always got like Trump and shit, which is more of like manual intervention. So, but I mean, there's every day of the week. I don't know. But I've been overcomplicating it like crazy, honestly. But like again, since the bias is more neutral, I'm gonna really favor the daily profile as But like the main thing is, like, I even put in my Discord, my model here. Right, when the daily bias is neutral, this is definitely when intraday development on the 130 minute is where most of our bias will come from. And this is where I'm gonna really like refer to, obviously, no matter what I always do, but I'm really gonna like use SMT theory or Asset as my determination for the bias, and then align everything with it. So one thing I don't really like too is metals is more bullish on the higher time frame. Because let me go over this real quick. We have, I think, strength footage via like these assets. Right. Yeah. So we took this low out here on silver, but then we created a strength switch. Second stage is here. All assets displace higher. All of the reversal away from that is really bad. We do displace higher though, and then during that displacement higher, C2, C3, and then C4 on today, price is disrespecting EQ of pretty with the range from the high to the low. So clearly the drawn liquidity is pretty high, being a relevant swing. Um, I just don't like how today has already expended so much, but I'm not sure if there's a trader in Asia. Honestly, there is S&T though. It's kind of weird because we traded this gap, could have C2, but we failed to expand from that, so now we should reverse away from this swing, relevant swing. We had S&T with that though here, and we could have strength towards second stage and do like that. So maybe you could have traded Asia. I don't know. I wonder if we confirm that though. So I really don't like that S&T. I don't really like this, so I wonder if we did confirm this. It's kind of weird. It's like right here. 1800 opens a little bit first into that key level. Or we pretty much hit it before, but do we have? Okay, if we have this right here, that'd be great. That would be clean. But I don't think we do. Don't. Yeah, we don't got stream switch. We're going there really. No, we don't got a shot. So you couldn't trade that. You would have to wait for displacement higher. And we do leave equal highs here. No, it's probably not there. I'll just do this before 9:30. I did before anything here. No SMD fill. So I mean, if I'm gonna trade the lean SMB gold and you know reversal technically away from the universal sequence, right? Because we have SMT. I can trade the initial reversal, so we have to wait for displacement away, gap, right? And we want to see confirmation of that gap. And I have to see either second stage PSP SMD fill or a strength towards second stage PSP. Simple as that. So let's see if we got it. Okay, we got SMD fill. That's not enough though, because this is yeah, not enough. Let's see. Yeah, we don't got shot. Maybe on that early, maybe that's second stage PSP. Oh, maybe. Oh, okay. Actually, wait, what the fuck? Okay, we actually have that. So we got that second stage PSP SMB fill on the hourly going into 2200. So that would be valid. If we have a clean V shape away from this, right? 5 and 3 minute CSD will protect the low of this candle. So now the 1 hour 30 minute, the 4 hour being 2200, and the from that right at 2200 too. And the daily would align. And I mean, clearly we're reaching for this. There's no SMD there, I don't think. Oh wait, there is. Oh shit. So I guess we're trading. Technically, we're trading the lagging asset. I mean, gold is the asset that did that though. So I would just say, I mean, you could say that's fully S&T, obviously, because Elias is featured Pyrex there, that's an OT, but either or, right? Either or, either we're trading lean asset in continuation or in reversal from the universal sequence, or you can view this as failure SMT and we're trading the lagging asset in continuation, and then we have strength switch VS and we feel both are valid. So let's see what I think we should. Is that this asset? Alright, so it was 2100 low, 2200. Wait, did I not look at this? I swear to God, I did. I don't even know. I think I did practice this earlier. Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, this actually played out perfectly. So yeah, it was. No, did I? I don't know. Actually, yeah, could have SMT held that here. V-shaped higher on all assets. Nice. So yeah, right there as well. Take it off the retest. We stop the rejection bullet. And 3R. Simple as that. Literally simple as that. Boom, easy. Could have made more. Yeah. Obviously, that's not the main draw on liquidity, but if you really wanted to, you could have held to reach for these highs. But obviously, silver is the strongest asset, I think, right? For the day. Maybe not. Yeah, actually. Well, I mean, going into time, like, once we skip forward, it definitely was, I think, closer this way. Can't really tell. Technically, gold is stronger strength though, but nevertheless, right now though, it's closer. Where are they? Anyways, so yeah, I mean, maybe there could be a clean trade today on gold for S&P Flare, but we have 30 minutes left till the 6 a.m. kind of closes. So I'll probably wait for the 10. And right now we are forming S&P fill with 2 a.m. here. So I mean, yeah, I did be. This is technically the universal signature. Strength switch second stage S&P displacement white. Technically, silver is leading asset. So we're just still trading the leading asset in reversal towards the drone liquidity. Although you could say that's filler S&P. Yeah, I'm technically have confidence. Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, I would just demand the confirmation to the 4-hour gap here. With like a strength switch. So like maybe stronger, close bearishly, maybe this asset closes bullishly, you know, strength switch would be PSP, whatever. And if the daily 4-hour 1 minute aligns, then that's valid. Aligns with that bias and all that. So, but the one thing that I don't like though is metals is bullish. Today, while indices, I want to see bearishness. So, doesn't really go. It doesn't really align with what I want to see. So, but looks like we're gonna possibly reach that daily gap right at 9:30. I've got a minute left, so. I don't know what it is about this week, but I don't know if it's because I barely took any breaks last weekend. Because I like worked for, I worked for like 10 hours straight plus on Saturday and Sunday, and I didn't want to take any breaks. I was like I was in full on limitless mode, bro, honestly. But typically I do take a break like at least on Sunday or Saturday. I take like honestly, I'm lazy as fuck on Saturdays. I hate it. But yeah, maybe that's why I feel like going into Monday I was so fucking tired. When I woke up to tape read, I really didn't want to. Even today, I feel like that, honestly. All right, so driver opened up, but I feel better today. I feel slightly better. Okay, so we really want to see the driver reverse away from this. YM might need it might retake the side. Yes, then. Right now we got a switch him. Yes, but what the guy actually just learned recently when I was watching GXT, as I usually do for 50 minutes per day. I've been realizing that I've been using strength switching slightly wrong based on what asset I'm demanding strength switching on. Back before I learned this, I would be okay with seeing strength switching on the lagging assets, but in reality, I should be demanding strength switching via lagging versus leading, right? So, I mean, yeah, we have strength switching here, but is that a proper strength switch? Because obviously we know in Q and ES are the lagging assets, while YM is the leading asset bearishly, or the weakest asset. So ideally, what we should be seeing is YM take this high out to switch stronger momentarily, while in Q doesn't or ES doesn't. But since ES, yeah, you would have been to that. So it's totally not proper strength switch, right? I think that's valid. Because you want to see this one, this has to momentarily switch stronger, All these assets that are in premium momentarily switch weaker to catch up, so that they're gonna like want to gravitate back towards each other. It would be a true strength switch at that point. So I feel like I've been using that slightly wrong. That makes logical sense. So, but obviously it's been working. Obviously, because technically that is strength switch second state of T, but um, it's not like actual strength switching though. Because if anything, it should be yes doing this, and then maybe YM doesn't do it, but it does that. Okay, then that would be strength switch. That'd be proper, I think. But it is definitely just double sleep SMT on NQ. So I guess it could be valid with yeah, but it's not like it's actually strength switching like God, this is hard to understand, bro. With NQ, right? Because NQ is obviously not switching strength, and although ES is, it's not switching strength like how it like I would want to see NQ switch strength with YM, or I would want to see YM switch strength like this. That would be a proper strength switch. So I think that's valid. I don't think this is valid the trade. I'm gonna break that anyways. I think that's valid. I feel like because I remember watching GXT, or yeah, I was watching his community backtest stream, and I mean that's what he taught with his SMD video. It's just I would always view it as because it technically is strength switching. A strength switch second stage SMT, right? Yes, it was once weaker, now stronger, but since we're like since YM is in deep discount, although we're not trading the lagging asset in continuation, we're trading the lean asset variously. So um, so I don't think that is. I think that more has to do with Access Inc. Honestly, I think that makes sense. Obviously, like it would be different if like YM took this low, created SMT, and then yeah, of course you would want to see YM. I mean, it's the same thing though. It would make sense though, even if it's not with the like I said, um, but then at that point, yeah, you would want to see like YM switch strength from being weaker to stronger, and then obviously the lagging assets that are in premium switch to the weaker asset momentarily to catch up to the lead asset here. Um, but If it's not the lagging assets and we're just trading lead asset and continuation, technically this would be a form of strength switching with ES, nevertheless. And just it's just the lead asset showing more strength or weakness. Second video, that strength switch second stage is empty at the reversal. The fact that we're not really reversing order though. I have to risk max 150 if I'm gonna trade this. If we don't create this CST here, that's gonna be really bad or shitty. Okay. So I mean at this point, we have the strength switch second stage empty at the reversal on the S, right? The daily supports, the 4 supports, the 1 hour 30-minute aligns, right? We got that clean V shape, let's say, clean enough way, so let's try it. It should happen during the driver too, honestly. Like ideally, this we should roll away from this during the driver. I don't like how this is not. I don't like head key right now. Do what to do it. Don't overthink it. Because before, I mean, I would count that as a strength switch no matter what. Strength switch, second stage of T. I'm just overcomplicating right now. I'll revise that later, but that's fine. The lead asset is just showing ultimate strength or weakness. We're still trading the lead asset in reversal, but we do have the strength switch technically with ES at the reversal. Daily lines, even the daily profile supports, the 4 hour lines during 6 a.m. The 1 hour 30-minute lines. Once we create that strength switch, we have that clean V shape on the last it's away. Right. Yeah. I'm probably gonna trim this up here. So now I'm like really risking like nothing, probably less than $100 to gain like 500. So this just melts lower. like it is. And reaching my take profit before retracing. Probably it's running that 15 minute. We might be creating a new 15-minute gap here soon. Um, 90-minute kind of a slightly larger wick, but I'm gonna count these series of candles, up close candles, as the 5-minute CSD. So my stop is still above EQ. I mean, but I think it should be fine on the 3-minute. I mean, obviously, if we measure this range, my stop is an OT. I would not want to see price come all the way back up to here to then go lower. Like that's not gonna happen. But I think we ran where we do this. I had my stop there originally. So I think we ran 1.5 here. Just took this low out. Like I lost a reshape and low. Good to see. What's NQ doing? Great to see. Really needs to display some more on NQ. I mean, like, I don't see why we would reverse higher right now. Like, this is the range which we should display lower. But I want to see price not go lower right now on NQ. Like, this should be the high to form the high day, pretty much. But I like that displacement on one. You can have asked for a perfect better entry, honestly. I'm gonna go Pilo. YM should be good going. Like it should reach the draw liquidity. We shouldn't reverse higher until we reach that for sure. So I mean, all assets are clearly going lower. Definitely a valid entry. Scap should hold. We should create a shallow retracement. Wish I could see where my stop's at. But based on how far price is right now, it's only at 150. I'm definitely, I would say I'm below, like I'm at like $100 risk right now. Do we have a 50-minute gap? Probably form a 50-minute gap. So either this expands lower and we don't retrace in this gap, or we create the gap and then we retrace in it, respecting and continue lower. But it seems like a very strong volatility that we might just shoot lower, to be honest, and not retrace until we reach this low. Do we have anything below this? I don't think we do. Yeah, no. I mean, we have this low. What about my daily? I mean, I could hold low-key. I could just go break even and just see where we go. A little bit risky though. Can't go break even yet. Gotta wait for the CICC. And if that's gonna form, might be away from this 50-minute gap. Probably go away with trail my stop to here, Loki, because again, measure this range. That's an OT. You wouldn't want to see price come up there to then come back. Doesn't make sense. So now at this point, I'm literally risking half of what I originally entered in with, which was like 140 or some shit. So I'm not even risking $100 right now. So it's like, this is literally a break-even trade if I lose. It's free money. It's all good. Because my average win, my average win. I literally sound so nerdy or something so retarded when I speak. Anyways, I'm beating myself up. But like my average win should be like 900, right? So if I lose 70 or $80, is that gonna affect me? Not really. There's no reason to fear this shit, bro. This looks good. Every ass is V-shape in the lower, expand lower. I think we're good. This was the swing switch. This was the reversal, the trade, for sure. Stay in the driver. And I told myself if I'm gonna trade in the driver, I have to risk half risk, right? Of what I normally risk, which is 300, so I have to risk 150. Ideally, I shoot for like a 4 to 5 RR plus, but this is a 3 RR, so it's gonna be like 450, 500, I don't know, some shit like that. Not much, obviously. I kind of want to extend it, to be honest. Kind of want to extend it to reach past my profit, but I'll just be consistent. I'll just shoot for a 3. Oh, dude, what are you doing? This should honestly just go lower. I should never trace like this on the 50-minute. Ideally. It's not clean. Do not like that. Especially with the time that we have left. Really don't feel comfortable with that. I'm gonna have to suffer through this. Hopefully this just respects the gap and just goes lower right now. Maybe it retests the CST, whatever. If it's gotta do that, then it's gotta do it. It's all good. Price can do whatever it wants to. But there's no reason to risk higher unless we're not gonna respect the S&P highs, which would not be ideal. I'm like, we're really gonna leave these lows. Let's see why that would be. Once we, I don't know. We're not gonna respect this S&P. Then at that point it would make sense, but yeah, let's hope we create the CI CST, then I control my stop at this high and be completely break even. I'm gonna have to trust that this gap's not gonna be retested, but which kind of makes sense. Probably shouldn't because it's being printed within premium, right? So it's likely like if we close down here on this 15-minute candle, it's likely that price is not gonna come all the way back up to there. And honestly, I wouldn't want to hold to that. That wouldn't really make sense. So yeah, if we create this CI CSD on the 5 or 3 minute, I'll probably troll to the high. I think it's valid. If we get it. Honestly, I have like no stress on this trade. I think it's because of how much I'm risking. That's the key to it. If you can't, you gotta like, that's what they always say, right? Obviously, if you're scared about the trade, then you're obviously not comfortable with how much you're risking. Um, that's a very important thing. Um, the percentage in which you're risking. So that just de-risk or size down, and you'll be more comfortable with it. You'll be more confident in the trade. I hope we create the CICC. Can't go break even yet though. But I hope that we create the CICC on all assets. I don't want to see. I really don't like how. I mean, we did V-shape away, right, on MQ, yeah, but. And yes. I don't know why, I just don't like what this looks like on MQ. Like, ideally, NQ should be displaced more like this, like, because we're in high premium right now. You would think NQ should be switching strength, should be switching momentarily weaker, should be showing stronger bearishly. Like, it usually, yeah, it should be, I feel like more bearish, right? It should be stronger bearishly, which would be an indication of a strength switch to catch up to YM. But I just feel like I'd be more comfortable with YM or NQ doing that, but maybe I'm just overthinking it. I mean, nevertheless, all assets V-shaped lower, so that's all that really matters. What's metals doing? Alright, retracing. Retracing. Get away for Tenium. Tenium might be dangerous, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I can't draw my stop yet. I mean, we got 5 minutes till this 50-minute kind of closes. Looks like we're not wanting to create the CICSD, so we might need to resweep this eye, which is, man, you just gotta suffer through it. It's shit you gotta deal with. And, this might be where I get stopped out. I'm not risking much though, so good. Yeah. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to retest that. Hopefully we create a gap. Because ES and IQ do not have one. If we don't create a gap, then that's gonna be a little sus. I'm not gonna like that. Oh my god, we're not gonna gap. Deep ass retracing back in this range. At OT. It's probably a smart thing to take off, honestly. I'll wait though. Because I mean now at this point it's like, what the fuck is that, bro? What are we roasting away from? Like I should have displaced over. I should have been closing out here, bro. I'd be much more comfortable. My stop being right where it is. We'll wait though. Wait for this kind of close. It really depends. Maybe Tenium opens up and immediately just decreases the CICSD. But if we open up that Tenium right here, I'm taking off, bro. I don't care. I'm taking off. It's not worth being in. Because, down well, like, at that point, this is probably not a C2. It's probably not a prominent C2. Because we are literally in OTE. We did V-shape, but we're in OTE, so Tenium could easily open higher at first and take me out and then go lower. We need to start on lower, like, right now. It's actually very annoying. I hate PA so much. So you gotta have patience. I'm still looking good though on NQ. And yes, it's just what the fuck is wine doing, bro? That's crazy. It's fucking Like always, bro. Like fucking always. I don't know what the fuck Williams doing. Not sure why it's wanting to go back up like this, but um, no fucking reason at all to, unless we're gonna break this SMT. Dies. It's pretty fucking annoying. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy. Maybe I'll just get lucky. I don't know. Not gonna lie though, I know like this is not bearish at all anymore. I don't even care about the stop out. We'll just wait, see what it does. This doesn't bearish. Ideally, we created that 50-minute gap. Yeah, nah. I really don't fuck with that. Now at this point, if I'm gonna trade 10 a.m. continuation, I gotta figure about this. And if I'm just gonna trade 1 minute lead, not that bearishly. At this point, we're disrespecting the strength switch of the reversal. With the yes. We're disrespecting that shit. Pretty much. So, unless, you know, maybe 10 a.m. goes higher. I'm not sure if it's going to support that bearish expansion anymore, but, yeah, I mean, ideally, it doesn't take this high out. It would be a pretty large look at that point. If we take these highs out. But, I mean, technically, that would be a strength switch. Like that. It's really going to be unclean, though. It's either I take that, if we have a clean V-shape away, or I demand displacement away. And either, yeah. Ideally, it was here though, man. Ideally, the driver from the high day. I don't know why the fuck YM didn't reach us low. Why it's doing this. And now 10 a.m. literally in 30 seconds opening up at my entry. Like I said, maybe I get lucky and 10 a.m. just opens lower at first. I feel like I should just let price do its thing and not take off because it could definitely do that. And if I just get stopped out at where my stop loss is, it's really not that much. It's really not that big of a deal. I don't want to move it though back up because I think it's fine where it's at. But I don't want to see price head up there anyways. So we'll see. Oh yeah, that's going higher too. We're probably getting fucked up right now. Yeah, yes, it's going higher too. Should I just take off? I think I should. Yeah, that's going higher. I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna fucking get. It's gonna go higher. Rather not. Doesn't matter. I tried. Wouldn't want to be in that reversal anyways. That's fucking crazy that we retraced that high. Dude, nah. That's fucking crazy. That's insane, bro. Would not trust that. Even if we hold this strength switch for the C2 during 10 a.m. It's really shitty. I wonder if we hold it though. Am I gonna trust C3 during 10 a.m.? But technically 10 a.m. is open up with the line swing. So every time I open my lines, the structure of the reversal. I'm gonna trust that fucking. I mean, I wouldn't take that anyways. It's too big. I swear to God, if we go lower, I'm not fucking just. We could though. See, I think it was a good takeoff. That looks hella bullish. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the fuck that was. We should have created a gap. Like we should have just continued the expansion lower or created a gap, and then 10 a.m. opened up down here, which would be a nice 1 hour or 30-minute closure. Like what the fuck is that, bro? It's away from nothing though. So, but Still, does not look clean. That's all I gotta say. Not look clean. I think it's valid. But then again, like I said, I mean, 10 was open up the line swing every time from the lines. So I got this range which second stage into use. So, like within this C2 or here, we do got that V shape. Like I said, what the fuck is that retracement? Like, that is crazy. Oh, wait, I would have been taken out right here. I think. Yeah, would have been taken out. So, if I didn't take off at break even, valid takeoff for sure. I tried. Price ran like a 1.5 hour and then came back and took me out break even. Alright, so now what? Yeah, I would say YM should take this eye out. Create string switching. That. It's gonna be weird though, I'm not gonna lie. Because we already formed it here with ES. So it's gonna be more like SD break, but we're gonna hold up. Or we're not, that's not gonna be SD there. It's gonna be like this, technically. Technically. Something like that. So that's a proper string switch. Interesting. Could have tried re-entering. I mean, I just rather trade fucking YM. We know this is likely retracement higher, so this should cap all the retracement. Now we have these string switch second stages via the reversal. The one thing I don't like though is the 90 canal doesn't support the burst expansion. Probably should wait for 1030, I would say. Although we could fade it. We could fade it, especially because of the S&P sequence. Where we're at within this canal. Also, my stop's gonna be this high anyways. So I mean, technically, 10 AM on the 4 hour does not support the bearish expansion. We got that strong towards the second stage on the 4. Thank you. But at this point, I feel like I have to trade ES. We have to change with the reversal, so it doesn't really matter what asset I take. Again, let's go over everything again. The daily supports, even the daily profile. The daily work those are large on ES, so we know that it's going to be hard for price to expand beyond the opening price, so this is like the main draw on liquidity. The 4 hour supports and the 1 hour and 30 minute is aligned. We have the trench, which is second stage via the reversal. Ideally, ES shows we're showing the most weakness right now too. So ideally ES would create that clean V shape way on all assets. Even the 90-minute supports. I think. Fuck. Not really, actually. We're at the opening price. Great, the reversal's not clean because of that. But even then, I mean, realistically, my stop's gonna be, fuck no. Even a monthly price back above that though. I might just play it safe and wait for 1030. I don't like this reversal anyways. We'll just see what the fuck happens. Can't trade YM because of the book size on the 4 hour during 10 AM. Even though it's the weakest asset. So I have to trade ES. It's the next best asset to trade because it's weaker than NQ. It's next in line. All time frames are aligned, but the 90-minute, I don't like that. It's really not that crazy book size though. It's really not. I feel like just risking it for the biscuit. But the problem is you know, if we close right here at my entry on the 90-minute, right, nice. What the fuck? My stop loss is gonna be literally at. Yeah, guys, God, dude, that's so bad. It's dangerous. But at the demand displacement lower, like at least below slow and close below it, for me to comfortably say myself, well, I should not get hit in the new 90 account. Long time until 10:30 as well. Fuck it. Oh, wait for 10:30 to play safe. Dude, just literally just search for the second stage and pay the reversal. Whatever the whole time frame's align. Nice. V-shape on the front, just take the entry. Fucking, the 90 minutes is the only thing that's stopping me, which I think is valid. Q is expanding lower. Still. Somehow alarm did that shit. Gay ass decoupled PA. Of course, it happened during the driver, like it always. Just how it is. I hope I didn't lose any money though. It's all good. Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't let the 90 minutes stop me though. Like literally, I have everything here. I just don't like the 3-minute CST and where. Like I feel like I don't fucking like that. Yeah, I don't trust that 3-minute. So it has to be the 5-minute. And even then, you know, if I take that, my stop being right here, dude, it's literally better than 90 candle open. How do they open? Like, do my stop or do the whole candle actually? Fuck. Right there to the low. Like, do my stop is at EQ. I just don't feel comfortable with that. Because even if you follow that logic or not, I mean, it's definitely valid. Even if you say, okay, fucking 9-minute, that daily before I went out there, there's land. There's turn switch second stage, yeah, the reversal will take the fucking trade. Even then, still, that new 9-minute candle open, once it opens at 10:30, there's no saying what we'll do. You could definitely head higher into EQ and take me out before it heads lower. So, I know GXC really marries that, so I'll just be patient. I'm just being FOMO right now. Yeah, I just, you know, it's gonna reverse lower again to you probably to reach a slow. Which makes everything much more annoying because why the fuck is why did it do this? Why now? Why not wait to do this? Why not just take the slow and then reverse lower? Why the fuck is it reversing right now and then watch it go lower? It's gonna be so annoying. We technically have everything we need, but I don't like the reversal. It's realistic shit. And even then, YM is not V-shaping lower. We're really being lethargic on all assets, so I think I might just wait for it. I might demand some high probability shit. Demand S-Sync, treat the lag as a continuation. I'll just pause this video until 10:30, I guess. Alright, so it's just obvious at this point. Clearly NQ failing to manipulate this. YM is displacing higher, showing strength switching to catch up. So without the obviously I'm gonna trade YM or ES is a lag and SS in continuation to rate that SMT. This is technically strength switching, but it's not what I demand, right? It's swing point SMT. I don't care for that. So I have to demand displace them higher, and hopefully we fall shy of this, create gaps, and we confirm those gaps with strength switching. And I could trade the lag and SN continuation to break that SMT. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna hold this SMT. Should have happened during the driver. The fact that we're not doing that confirms early, so we're probably not gonna go lower. But clearly the league assets fell into midpoint. Alright, so if we're gonna trade, YM or ES as a lag and SS in continuation to break the SMT at the highs that NQ took, right? Then ideally we have a gap. Ideally, we created this strength switch, which is actually a strength switch second stage SMT fill, but it's not the strength switch that I want. You can say that it wasn't really clear what we're gonna do going into Tenium, right? So, but it's more of just strength switch via like swing point SMT. I don't really care about that. So I wanted to see displacement higher on away from that. And YM definitely looked like it was going to create a gap, but it's not anymore. So the last resort would be we engineer a swing low within this range. We manipulate that low and create a string switch second stage BSP. Or if we don't do that, then I'm not going to be able to trade I'm not going to be able to trade Astasync at that point. Instead, I'll have to wait for ES to break this SMT, and then maybe we hold it on YM and we frame reversals away from it. So other than that, I'm just sitting on my hands and waiting. There's nothing to do. It's 10:46 now. So yeah, at 12 is when everything's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna do something else while I wait. There's no point of staring at this and just watching paint dry, right? Pretty much. All right, here's a real quick 12 p.m. update. So finally, we have the gap, right? The universal sequence. Trading ES as the middle SN continuation. We're actually creating a 30-minute gap, surprisingly. We also have a 90-minute gap that's forming on YM. But so low in the range, I don't think we're going to actually hit it on YM. Especially since we have this 30-minute gap above it on ES, right? So possibly we could, if ES creates that SB fill, then I could trade ES as the middle asset in continuation away from that string, which would be SMT, which confirms the universe temperature async to break the SMT. Don't like how we're so high in the range, but we're so close to the draw liquidity that it's still fine. But at that point, the 1 and 30 minute, within the 90 minute, within the 12 or the 6 hour, the 4 hour, the daily all time frames will align bullishly as well. Honestly, I really like how gold is looking too. I really kind of wish I took this. I wasn't really focused on this because I was focused on the indices at 9:30, but going to Tenium. But this trade honestly is bad on gold. We got silver being the leading asset. And essentially we're using this gap as intraday continuation, etc. GX tailings, whatever the fuck. But we created right, this is the pretty much universal sequence. where we're trading the leading asset, gold or silver, in continuation or in reversal technically, right? But away from the universal sequence. And this is the gap on the far here. So we created the S&P fill and we confirmed that with a strength switch second stage BSP. So that's actually valid for mistake. But like I said, I was trading indices at the time, so it doesn't matter. But of course, this and price are, which makes sense why the indices didn't want to go lower. But we have this 30-minute gap. Obviously, it's probably going to be S&P full with this asset, but that's not. I got to confirm this gap with either a second stage BSP, S&P full, or a strength switch second stage BSP. So this one to be valid on the 30-minute, but on the hourly, we have a gap that's going to form in 3 minutes on gold, and clearly, very clearly, silver's going to trade that 30-minute gap or below or into the hourly gap technically, and create that second stage PSP S&P fill on the hourly. So that it could be valid to trade this here as well. I like how gold still has an open draw and it's valid to trade. It's bullish while the indices are as well bullish. So great to see. So this could be a valid entry. A valid trade. This is actually very clean and clear and obvious and logical and it makes sense. So but great to see NQ being the leading asset, filling in with this S&P high, but also the gap on the daily. Just continue with the 2 minutes. And then Q's from like very small. Yeah, I can go back to the daily and show daily for everyone real quick. Right, it's essentially just trading C2 reverse expansion away from strength switch second stage T, external and internal, targeting per day. Right, the daily supports bullish expansion, doesn't support the bearish expansion. Follow the daily profile, supports bearish frame rate, doesn't matter. Scenario because that's the same thing a lot. 4 hour right, strength switch second stage T, they opened up and created that, displaced away, creating the universal sequence. So, obviously, the fact that we created the all S is reshaped higher, right, and then during this expansion, the leading asset being NQ to credit this S&T. So when we install S is reshaped higher, that typically means all S's are going to reach the same target level. But we also know that it was very logical to expect this. When we created the strength switch second stage S&T at the reversal of the driver, it was logical. But since obviously the driver in 10 confirmed that we don't want to respect this, and Q is filling in with it, and obviously S and YM want to catch up. Yeah, I don't know, but that's great. Anyways, but yeah, so age reversal, so the framework would be order per ranges or interactional. Right, we have a daily model line with a 4-hour model, and we're using this for our gap as intraday continuation, so it'll just be the GX telling segments. Secondly, age low day, 6 a.m. or 10 a.m. C2 reversal into expansion candle. So the daily and forward line, and we have the strength switch second stage S&T fill within that gap to confirm that pretty much, which is great. Yeah, okay. Did we trade in this or not? One traded it. Alright, one's not gonna trade it. It's actually PSP. That's great. Ideally, ES coded that, but I might have to even enter over that S&T film right now. I might have to enter on the 1 minute because I might need a minute like this or I guess that's fine. That's really not bad. And I'm gonna risk full. Yeah, so much. Better right there. That's the trade. There's nothing to it but to do it, right? Hopefully we get that clean V shape. Hopefully we get that retest with CSD as well. Do we? It looks like we're doing. Looks like it looks pretty good so far. All that's just like the one in the V shape right here. It's also technically a second stage PSP SB fill. That's weaker, not stronger. So a strange squish, second stage PSP SB fill. That's hell high probably. Taking this any day of the fucking week, bro. Any day of the week. But it's not just a basic SMP strange squish V SMP fill. It's not just a strange second stage PSP SMP fill. It's a fucking strange squish second stage PSP SMP fill. That's the highest probably highest form of highest probability form of a strange squish SMP fill. So we'll see if we crit this. Let's see if we. I also like this expansion with consolidation. Nice continuation signature. I just ate fucking a PB&J, so my gas is flaring. Heart is racing. So this gas. Probably gotta take this trade and just step away. Grab some water. Ah, didn't create it right there? Should I count that? I think I might wait for NQ to CSD. Or one. Don't like how we didn't actually validate that. I'm not gonna lie. I'll wait for NQ. I'll wait for an actual closure with. Hopefully we don't spend away before we do that. 5-minute knife form first. Low key. I might take that. Do better RR2. I'll just do that. That's all I need. Um, Damn, I really don't like how far it's expanding right now. But we'll try to. Man, I feel like I should have shot that. I might just miss it, to be honest. Sucks. I don't want to drop the gap. It has to be the CSC. If we create a gap here, that's not going to be good enough for me. Damn, man. Is it really going to do that? Don't want to enter on MQ. It's got to be yes, bro. It's actually so annoying. It's going to go without me. Hopefully it comes back. I just feel like, based on the looks, how close we're to this, we're probably not going to retest that. So, you never know. We'll wait. Patient. 31. Actually, that wasn't a valid closure of the CST, and um, you could say since we closed on it, it's valid, but I wanted a closure above it. It was a strong V shape though, so maybe that's my fault, but I wanted a closure above it. And since how NQ looked at the time, I wanted to see NQ V shape and CST as well, or at least YM, one of the two. I mean, obviously, all assets are V shape higher, which is great to see, but I don't think that was a valid closure of the CST. So either we get the retest or we don't. Price runs without me, then all good. Solid. That's what it is. See, like it has to be that, bro. It has to be that. To play the gap, yeah. Wonder what goal is in that criteria. Yeah, it's not gonna retest. Um, I don't think it is. Let's just hope it fucking retest like strong like and then it like real quickly and then it reshapes away. Creates out CI, CSD, and then I can go break even. Ideally, wouldn't we love that? Dude, all I have to do is just go down to there and then just, yeah, fire. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if I fuck with that though. We have a gap in the 90-minute as well that we're creating. But I think I can fade that based on what we formed on NQ or 1M. I'm not gonna take it off the gap because R is ass. I mean, unless I put my stock right there. Yeah, no, even then. It's gotta be a CSC. I'm not gonna wait for a CSD as well because I don't range like that, but it won't be a good enough RR for me. So it has to be the first CC. It's gotta be. I think this is um I don't know. Better know, I guess. We all might miss the move. I wish I took it off the 3-minute row. But I have my entry right now. I wouldn't have to wait for this. I might not even get it. But like I said, I think it was valid to wait for all S to be shaped. It wasn't good enough for me to see yes, just do that and close, like literally close right on the CSD. It didn't close above it, so it wasn't valid. But maybe I'm being too mechanical with it. I don't know. Everything is still line now, so I think that this range no matter we should hold. So either retest it or not, it doesn't matter. Based on how it's delivering right now, I don't know. I think we might fucking just go higher. I'm just so annoying, bro. I can't believe. I deleted it, would have just done that real quick. I don't know, I'm just being impatient. This was the fucking trade I was looking for, and of course, this is the entry. It's the entry, bro. It's always the fucking entry, I swear to God. It's always the entry that just is so annoying. But you know what? You gotta think like this. It wasn't valid for me to enter here, anyways. So if it misses, if it goes without me, then it's a valid. The my bias was right, but it was a valid. Uh, it was valid. I guess. How can I say this? It's okay that I messed up. You're gonna miss trades. That's how it is, bro. You can't fucking. You can't whine over it. You can't worry about it. You gotta just accept it. Let's just hope it goes lower. Taps at CSD and fucking CICSD is away from me, bro. Come on. Looks like it might actually. So if it doesn't respect that cap, I guess. You will also have that clean 6 hour C2, C3, quarter 4, C3. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I just don't like this gap. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it. Also creating a gap on the hourly too. I don't want to wait for that though. The fact that we created this second stage PSP SB fill on the 30-minute is strange switch second stage PSP fill for to be exact is very delicious. But then again, we were pretty high in the range, so price could bullshit until the hourly gap forms or 90-minute. Yeah, bro. It really looks like it's gonna respect it. I mean, I was just hoping it was gonna just go real quick and then out of it. I'm so annoyed. It's better than price. You know, it's better to miss it than for price to come back and take me out anyway, so it's all good. Could take NQ and just TP once ES takes the draw liquidity, but we know that ES and YM are momentarily switching stronger, so like I said, this gap entry was not valid. But you could technically like mid up with R like that, for that too, and then once we create that CICC, you can just go break even. But I just don't like that. God, I'm hoping we'll go lower. I'm gonna go up here. It's gonna go without me. That's great. Well, that is what it is. Fucking bitch SPA. Swear to God, dude. every fucking time. It's annoying. I just don't fucking like that, bro. Like, maybe I should have fucking just accepted that. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have just taken that. It's on me, I guess. I would have passed my prof room today. You know, that's how it is. You know, fuck my prof room. I don't even give a fuck about it, bro. Fuck that shit. The trip was like so clean. I don't even care if I pass it today, next week, whatever. Fuck it. You know, PA can be so frustrating. Beautiful trade, by the way. Besides the entry. The entry fucking, of course, it does that. Is that my fault? Or, because in reality, I mean, I'm like, dude, it wasn't a valid CST at that point. But we did have the V shape away, yes, from that SMD fault, which is really all that matters, honestly. But I just didn't like how it didn't close above that. I don't know. Maybe that was my fault. Maybe that was my fault. Or maybe it was good that I was, demanding all that. I don't know, demanding all that because at the time, NQ didn't, we didn't have a CST on NQ or YM right here. So I wanted to see them both CST, especially since ES didn't actually validate that CST. I really do think it's valid. It's all good. Would I take the entry if it comes back right now into it? Probably. Now, you honestly, if I was in this right here, I would try my stop to break even. Because price, even if it does come back into this low, it has enough breathing room to mid-plate this, ideally shallow manipulation and then reshape. I'm just not fucking mad, bro. This is how trading is. I swear to God. You can't let it fucking be you, though. You can't let it you can't just get annoyed. You gotta fucking accept it. I keep saying this, but you just gotta honestly not give a fuck. I really don't. I'm angry. I'm mad at that. It didn't create that CST there. But there's more opportunities. I mean, there was literally 2 opportunities today. Well, I mean, technically not actually because the driver failed, but it could have been a possible clean opportunity. But it was invalidated, and now I'm taking the inverse. And of course, this is super clean, but of course the entry, everything's super clean. Daily 4-hour 1 minute, even the 6-hour 90-minute, all the times are clean. Everything's aligned. But of course the fucking entry on the 5 and 3 minute, like always, is gonna be gay. It's gonna be annoying. It's just that one, I always let the entry fucking fuck me over. Bro, literally, oh my god, yeah, whatever. It's the entry, bro. Every fucking time. Doesn't matter. Beautiful trade. It's gonna go up there no matter what. I wouldn't retake. I wouldn't if it comes back I probably wouldn't take it honestly. But I would take this trade literally every day of the week if it actually validated the CSC. It's crazy. Would have made $900. Passed my profit. Like that. And then I would have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Or I think Friday. Wait, is Friday a holiday? No, I don't think it is. I would have those days to possibly make another trade and take some money out of the market, actual fucking money. So, but you know what? The more it does this, the more better I'll be at, with psychology and accepting that, it's gonna run without you, and it's whatever. I really don't care. I'm just gonna fucking work out as hard as I possibly can after this, to burn off this anger. And it does work. It does work. That's one way I can get a W. At least I'll get a win in something else. It was a W day anyways. I didn't lose money. Could have, you know, I traded during the driver. I could have lost money, but I was able to get stopped out at break even. So W. And then, fucking, this could have been a trade, but it was just one little small thing that stopped me. So I would say this is a winning day, but obviously it's not. But it builds confidence. Does a lot more than I can see, so it's all good. Dude, it's gonna fucking, that's crazy. Bro, it's been like this. Oh man, I can't believe. I am so unlucky, bro. I swear to God. I wonder if, I'm sure other people took that. I'm sure they probably took it right here. Yeah, they probably didn't care about the closure. Dude, that is funny as shit. That is actually, as you can tell, I am very upset. I did this 2 times in a fucking row. I can't believe that. 2 times in a row. Last week, at the end of the week, bro, could have passed my prop from. And today, I did it again. Nobody understands that frustration. Nobody understands that shit, bro. Especially with all that I've been through to get to this point. You gotta be fucking crazy to fucking get to blah, 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 to get to where I am and to deal with this shit, bro. And to fucking laugh at it. That's actually insane, bro. I'm so mad. Watch it fall shy of it and then just go lower. Realistically, I would probably just take off at like right here if it's like 800 bucks, because that's all I need. That's all I need, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna work out. This is so annoying. It's only gonna make this week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that much more crazier. It's gonna make it fucking insane. It's gonna make it. It's not gonna make it intense, or maybe it will. I guess that's probably why. It's not gonna make it harder. It's not gonna, but it's gonna make me more confident. It's gonna make me. It's gonna make it really much better. This is like I'll give the trading gods this one, so they can win this time. This is like my offering to the trading gods. Right? It's really not that crazy of a trade, anyways. It's a very simple trade. It has powerful logic behind it. Bro. That would be very annoying, but it makes sense. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for this to hit, and then I'll close the charts. Not many people can say that. Although I could frame SMD break reverse away from the side, away from the daily for really good. The daily profile supports fading the daily candle. Um, YM is pretty close to it though, so something you wouldn't want to see. Ideally, YM is around EQ still if we're gonna hold that S&P, but it could still work because I mean even with the daily gap being right here, this is like there. That is kind of spaced on. Let's see what this side. I mean, but I don't know if I want to look for any more trades for this. But even then, the 12 p.m. 6-hour kind of almost split that expansion. Well, I could fade it, but and then I need the candle. I'd rather ideally trade YM as well because it's the lead asset virtually. So I'll be fading the daily, the 6-hour, the 90-minute. That's like just lower probability, but we're definitely gonna reach it though. Creating S&D for it on the 5-minute. Some metals down. They still haven't created that. Damn. Oh wait, they didn't even create it. Yeah, they did. Right. It's pretty late in the day for metals too, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't think I would trade that. I usually like trading around 7, 9 a.m. on metals. Now, anyways. Man. Not worth it. I'm not even gonna log this Canva. There's no point. Not even Canva, the break even that I took on metals during the trade. I'll do that. I'm gonna back this later. But yeah, I mean, beautiful trade. Beautiful fucking trade. Literally fucking perfect, bro. Oh my god, I'm so fucking mad. But if it happens, again, I'll definitely take it. Hopefully. Hopefully price validates it. But instead of fucking doing that, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's 12:30 opens, we should just go higher right away. Hopefully it doesn't go lower. Because, yeah, I'll get 30 minutes right. Yeah, hopefully it just shoots higher. We have that 5 minutes and we feel that we're clearly respecting, even though, I mean, it's valid. There's really no reason to return back over. We should split off that on MQ. Just want to do. Yeah, look at that string switch. Ooh. It's definitely gonna reach it. Just come on, do it. This just shows how powerful my model has been. How powerful my analysis is. And it can only get better from here. Because I know I'm still fucking shit at it. And my psychology. I would probably just take off there, to be honest, because I mean that's probably $800. Be enough for me to pass my probe. And I would just call it a day and be happy. It's not like I'm not happy. I'm happy that today is doing this. I don't like how it's coming back though. That's a little bit annoying. You know. There's no way we're gonna edge this shit. You can go lower. Then retrace into that early up. There's no way. I don't believe it. Could happen though. I don't know if I want to retake that though. So we're gonna be creating an early gap in 30 minutes. And then in the next 30 minutes after that, we'll be creating a 90-minute gap. So I mean, if we, edge these highs, then possibly we can frame strength switching via S&P 4 away from that 1 hour gap. Dude, this is such a high probability 30-minute fucking S&P fall. I can't believe the 5-minute did me like that, bro. I can't believe it. I really am so tired of price or the 3-minute being so gay. It just needed that one little, just small little closure above that. That's all it needed. I mean, GXT has like entered before like this, where price creates that like S&P fill, whatever, and then on the lower time frame V shapes away, but doesn't create the CST, and he'll just execute because simply the V shape confirms the reversal, not necessarily the CST itself. But like I said, I didn't like how NQ and YM they did V shape, but they weren't as strong as ESSM. Yeah, we just wanted to show that fucking volatility like right. We wanted to be fucking hella volatile. So I mean that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Am I mad that I lost, or not lost, but missed out on $800? Not really. I really don't give a fuck. As you can tell in the tone of my voice now. No, I really don't. I really don't care. Tomorrow's a new day. I know for a fact there's gonna be an entry or a possibility for a trade. A high chance of there being one. So I know when there's not, when it's clean to not trade, and I'm pretty good at that. So this shit's just so fucking boring, bro. Which is exactly how it has to be. It's not supposed to be exciting. Because when it's exciting, maybe I would be excited when price is doing. I wouldn't actually really be that excited if we were doing this, because at any moment it could go back. But of course I'm gonna be excited once I take profit. But I'm just happy that literally everything that today has done, I've perfectly called, and it's endless, bro, every day. But so I'm satisfied about that. But to the T, bro. You can't get any more accurate than this, honestly. It's impossible. You can, obviously, I think I need to work on my narrative, my patience, and with just building narrative. Um, I kind of do pattern trade it a little bit, but I do have logic behind it. I'm just very quick at thinking of it. I already know, based on what I've seen in the past, I already know it's very powerful based on what we're doing. It's not like I'm pattern trading. I know it has like high, like logic behind it, high probability behind it. Why you should break the SMD and all that. It's not like I'm, pattern trading every string switch or every string switch second stage SMT at the reversal. No, this is very high probability for what it did, for what we're doing. But I still think I need to build. Like today, lately, I've been honestly, like I keep saying this too, but I've been just. I mean, the daily bias is honestly super unclean, and I had to really heavily rely on intraday PA with AstraSync and all that, but I've been kind of just like not giving a fuck about the bias because in reality, it just doesn't matter because of what the intraday PA is doing. It's literally telling me everything, but via AstraSync and what prices has done via Phaser price and all that, but like still, I think I really need to go like get better because like when I was watching GXT's community backtest stream, he was very patient with the days, with doing like just determining the daily bias rate, taking his time with it. But at the same time, he if it's simple, like if we're trading a continuation day, it's very simple. Okay, continuation. Now what is intraday PA doing? You know how we hit the key level. Do we have reversal signatures? Etc. Etc. Right? Simple as that. But it's gonna get to the point where you just gotta stop overthinking it and just not give a fuck. If you don't know, PA will deliver, time will print, therefore candles will print as well, and PA will show what it's doing. It's hard to be mindful of that. Because with trading, people think like if you work hard in something and you're consistent with it, I mean, no matter what, you gotta be consistent with in trading, but you gotta work hard to get better. But they think that you know, you gotta trade more, uh you gotta have all these things on your charts, you gotta know all this, you gotta work hard to learn all this and all that, whatever. And in life, yeah, that is true. You gotta work harder to achieve more. But in trading, the charts does not pay you for working hard. Or for yeah, pretty much. It just pays you for obviously working hard, yet in a way where you're patient and you can't overcomplicate it. You gotta just be simple with it. You honestly gotta have no soul at all. You can't have any feelings, emotions towards the markets or even towards yourself if you do something wrong. Or it doesn't mean you should forget about the losses or you should forget about um, these things like this right here, right, where price just leaves you the dust. Um, you got to learn from the shit, but it's just like yeah, that's what I've been realizing though too is like if I'm not like I know what I'm waiting for, I know exactly what I'm waiting for. I'll even write it down on my charts because sometimes I'll just fucking just doze off. Like I won't distract myself, but I'll just like start thinking about shit, and then I'll forget. Okay, what am I actually looking for? I forgot. So I'll write it down and have it right here. Okay, yeah, that's right. Instantly, boom. I already know. And I'll think like because I'm not thinking or actively doing stuff right now, like tape reading, like not really tape reading, but like back testing or whatever. I'm just sitting here doing nothing, just waiting for my stuff to form. I think that's a waste of time, and that and all that. When in reality, and which also could equate to me over trading and all that, right? That's typically why people overtrade because they think they should be doing something. When in reality, you should just be fucking simply waiting. Um, like I said, the markets don't pay you for working hard; they pay you for being patient, and that's just how it is. And it's hard to accept that, but um, and it's build patience once you get used to it. Like today, I was really struggling with it, definitely. But but I still knew exactly what I was doing, and I was aware exactly what I was saying. I was still aware of that, and but I still felt like, oh shit, I gotta do more. So then I fucking went on Clash of Clans and I did some battles. I did some battles. I fucking, I won. I got 3 stars. I did a couple. I think I got a 100%. Like a couple people, and I was like, I felt good after that. I was like, okay, I did shit. I did shit. Even though it wasn't in the charts, I did shit to distract myself so that I wouldn't do anything in the charts. Now, but I didn't do that though. Um, but again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because nothing happened until now. Like nothing formed until now, and I was ready for it. I was waiting for it. I knew exactly what I was waiting for. Okay, it formed. I got rid of all my distractions, went back, focused up, and I could have gone entry here, but sadly Price decided to you know barely not create the CSD, and then it just shot without me, and of course it reaches my take profit. That's exactly how it's going to be. I mean, you can't control the markets. You can only control how you react to the markets, right? And you know, um, so good. Oh, and also I was watching this video. Uh, this video is fire as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I remember watching Trader Kane. The fuck is that? Oh shit! I know you can do that on YouTube. But that's kind of annoying though. What the fuck? Okay, but anyways, Trader Kane though. I remember T Trades interviewed him. And he was pretty informative. He had a lot of information that was valuable. Um, but this is just going over psychology and all that, and uh, yeah, very very interesting, very cool video and series, honestly. But I was watching that while I was waiting for this shit to form, and I was playing Clash Cards at the same time. Because, like I said again, it doesn't matter. I don't need to do anything. It's better to do this and wait and just have the charts pulled up exactly what you're supposed to do, or have it pulled up and show exactly what you're waiting for instead of practicing on different charts, which will completely distract the fuck out of me and make me forget everything that Price is doing today. Because I've done that before and it really doesn't help me. I found that distracting myself in other things, but still just having this pulled up, um, and just on my screen while I'm doing something else helps me to remember exactly what I'm waiting for because it's right there. I can just look at it and realize, oh yeah, that's right, that's what I'm waiting for. So honestly, I have a shit short-term memory. I'm not going. Um, but yeah. But then when that's only with tape writing, right? But then when you go into obviously back testing and all that, obviously, yeah, you gotta fucking focus up. You gotta fucking journal. You gotta really reflect. You gotta actually focus up. I mean, same thing with tape reading, but I'm just saying like it's different. So, but this shit is really gonna consolidate below that high. Are you kidding me? It's probably just gonna shatter. I really just retire. I really want to go work out right now. Uh. Man, with this mentality, with what I know, it's inevitable, baby. It's about time. I mean, I've already proved that I'm profitable with my profit long term, and I know that my strategy is fucking powerful as fuck. There's an opportunity every day, so it could be even more insane. Fucking, I'm literally only well back then, well even now I guess I'm only like capitalizing on like a quarter of what it could actually do, pretty much. It's insane. So I'm really not stressing about this, really. Pretty shitty PA though, still today. I'm not gonna lie. But even when it's shitty on the daily, right? And say forever, doesn't matter. But mainly the daily, like the daily bias cannot be clear, or it could just be neutral, not obvious bullshit bearish. Um, but intraday PA with like S can make it look just make it so obvious and clear, as long as you don't overthink it. Um, as long as you're mechanical with it, and as long as it's logical, right? For what intraday PA is in. Like I'm not gonna lie, like how I backtest. Um, I backtest pretty much. I build data off of 1 week or 1 month, where I'll backtest a whole week or a whole month. Um, and uh, no joke with what I demand for trading reversal, right, string switching, or what I demand if I don't get the string switch for trading away from the universal sequence on the leading asset, or if I don't get that for what I demand when trading the lagging assets. Um, it narrows down what trades I can take and what trades I can't. And no joke, um, a lot of the trades that don't provide, I mean, of course, I miss some, right? But a lot of the trades that don't provide what I demand will sometimes, they'll fail. But like, I'm not even gonna lie. Well, sometimes they'll win, but so I'll miss some. But the ones that do provide my setup, which it's like once every day on just indices usually. Um, I really only care about indices honestly, but it's once per day or it's like every other day. Maybe it could be, maybe it's once, maybe it's in 3 days. Maybe it doesn't form one until the third day. It doesn't matter. It's at least a couple times a week. It's definitely usually every day though. And it's pretty obvious, but it's not like you have to search hard for it. But um, but like every time it forms, I never lose. I never fucking lose. It's that perfect. I know exactly what I don't take, and the ones that I do take, um, the trades that are actually valid for me to take, they always provide. They always usually typically go where I want it to go. And just like literally, I could take every setup, and I should be taking, unless it's like a little bit lower probability because there's some things that are stopping me. Like yesterday, the 6 hour didn't align. There were some other things as well, I'm pretty sure, but so everything aligned, but one thing in it, which made it really low probability, and I would have been taken out at break even. But even then, not only is my bias and like all that very powerful, but also my trade management is the most powerful. It's like GXT, like dude, it's insane. This guy is a fucking genius with what like he's so logical and simple with how he trades. Um, like typically my loss, even if I do lose, I'm typically losing max. Like sometimes, yeah, you will lose 1 hour, but most of the time, at least about 50% of the time, you're losing half risk or no risk at all. That's what makes this so powerful because not only is the model powerful, the entry model, like everything is super powerful, but the risk management is as well equally powerful. Is equally as powerful. Yeah, sorry. It's insane. Just like I could literally, I should be taking. That's why I'm doing that. Like that's why I try taking this. I'm taking literally every trade that I see, every option, because it's fucking over. Like it doesn't matter as long as I shoot for a 3 hour. That's why I took, the driver today. That's why I tried taking this. I'm not afraid to trade 2 times. Beforehand, I wouldn't have been confident in this trade, and I would have been scared to take this. Because I didn't really know what I should demand. Because I was thinking there was so many things I could demand, but now I know exactly what I should demand, which is just the highest probability sequences that price can pretty much form um, for reversal or for continuation, and yeah, it typically goes my way, and so usually I lose half risk or no risk, and I'm typically winning for my full amount. So it's like my even dude, it's insane. So losses at that point really do not fucking matter. And I typically don't lose anyway, so like just fucking go ham, bro. Like I don't know why. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Just take the trade. It's probably gonna hit right here. Probably gonna hit right now. It's about to be 1 p.m. Hopefully it hits before 1 p.m. Because we have that early gap that's forming in 8 minutes. So I would definitely, no matter what, I would be break even now. I would have went break even once the CIC formed right here. So no joke, if I entered right here at 12, I would have been able to go break even literally 15 minutes into the trade. And I would have no drawdown at all. And boom, take profit hit. I would have definitely taken off right there anyways to pass my profit. So I'll wait for it though. And take profit hit. Boom. Just like that. There. Anyways, that's today. Fucking beautiful day. That's all I gotta say.